Hey, what's up guys? I'm Trevor and we're going to break down UFC 196. So we're going to be talking about Conor McGregor versus Nate and Diaz, and I see it being this way. Nate Diaz is coming off a big fight in December where he was tearing down Michael Johnson and laughing at him while he was boxing him up. And then on the other hand, you had the 13-second knockout Jose Aldo. So you take two guys who've been in, one guy was in a 3-round war and the other guy was in a 13-second knockout. And we know both fighters are very hungry to be the best of the best of the best. Conor McGregor all 5 rounds, so sometimes the guys who go in there and brutally knock someone out just like that don't really have cardio for days, or they're not used to being pushed. And Diaz can be pushed. Diaz can push you, and Diaz will come up there. I don't think it's going to be a knockout because Diaz is not known for coming out there charging Jose Aldo. That's not going to happen in this fight. You know something, guys? Miesha Tate played the game right. She was being elusive and throwing weird kicks and punches and going for the takedown tremendously, right? And Holly Holmes is really a boring fighter. If, like Joe Rogan says, if you're not rushing her, you're not engaging her, she doesn't really come forward because she's a counter striker. So that's why a lot of her first fights in the UFC were considered boring, because she would come forward and if no one's coming forward, she's not really engaging. And when she got to the ground, Miesha Tate almost choked her out in the first, I think it was the first round, and then when she got her into like the later rounds, she got her back down and still took her down and was hungry for the takedown because she knew that's where she could win. And you can't just be, like I say with Conor, you can't just be a stand-up guy. You can't. This is mixed martial arts, baby. You got to know all the game. You got to know wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, everything. And it looks like Conor focuses 90% on his stand-up, and he goes, well, I am good on the ground. That you proved me wrong that he was bad on the ground when he said he was good. Then Holly Holmes says, I'll be ready for anybody, anytime, anywhere. And she got taken down and submitted. And I'll say this. The reason why she wins so much is because she has long reach, and a lot of girls don't have the wrestling pedigree that Miesha Tate has. Miesha Tate, I think, could beat Ronda Rousey if she wouldn't have rushed her and done that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, this is a hell of a fight. You know, Miesha Tate did what she had to do to win, but who's going to beat Miesha Tate? I don't know. I think Ronda Rousey is going to come back now. If Holly Holmes would have won, I thought Ronda Rousey wouldn't come back. So we'll see what happens with Ronda Rousey fighting. But I don't think Ronda Rousey can beat Miesha Tate the way she's fighting now, because Miesha Tate's on a roll, baby. Third fight was by Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it looked like Conor was kind of gassing out, and Nate Diaz was just doing his boxing slapping. That's what he was doing. Nate Diaz is known for having cardio for months, cardio for days. And I think at the weigh-ins, like I said in my previous video, Nate Diaz was in Conor's head when he did this, and Conor jumped back, and people were like, nah, he's not in his head. So Conor McGregor, I would actually say right now, Nate Diaz is the champion. Nate Diaz has the belt, baby. Does this mean that Conor McGregor basically says that he kind of went up in weight too fast? Maybe the fighting at 170 wasn't that great of an idea. And Nate Diaz, like you said, he doesn't really shoot for takedowns, but when you're boxing somebody up and people shoot for double legs because they're getting boxed up like he did, he shot in for a double leg takedown, he grabs the jiu-jitsu. That's what him and his brothers do. They're not known for the takedowns, but they're known for, when it gets to the ground, they could submit you like that. I gotta ask all you guys, did Conor get in Nate Diaz's head, or was Nate in Conor's head? Because Nate Diaz never ever shied away from talking shit. Never ever shied away from saying what he had to say. He wasn't talking about the $1 million t-shirts, the business suit. I'm going to grab you like a gazelle. He never talked about that. He never talked about the money. He just talked about, dude, I'm going to come in there and beat your ass. That's all he said, and that's what he did. You know, Conor McGregor, I think, like GSP said, he went up in weight too much. Frankie Edgar said it best. He said, yeah, Nate Diaz is going to have a hell of a chance to win this fight. He has longer reach. He has tremendously good boxing. Even Chael Sonnen said it. He said, Chael Sonnen on his podcast was like, yeah, Nate Diaz has hella good boxing and hella good jiu-jitsu. If he goes to the ground, he's going to get submitted. And these are high-level grapplers. These are high-level fighters that are saying this. You know, GSP said he's moving up in weight too fast. And I agree with that. He kind of said, well, like he kind of made it sound like he gassed out. So at the end of the day, Nate Diaz wins. And I think Nate Diaz, if this was for a title, would be the champion. Will they have a rematch sometime down the line? Yeah. Will you ever see Conor McGregor 170? I don't know, because Conor McGregor was talking about going to UFC 200, fighting against like the champion at 170. I don't think if he can't even beat Diaz, he can't beat these guys. But I know he was training for somebody else, and then he had to train for Diaz. But it's funny because he had a whole training camp. Diaz had basically nothing, and Diaz came in there not really gassed out and was throwing. Yes, I think Conor won the first round. I would say that. But when Conor starts shooting for double legs, and he's not known for wrestling, you know he's hurt. And you never hear of a Diaz being a knockout artist. But definitely he could have knocked out Conor if Conor would have stayed on his feet. So as always, baby, click the links in the description box. It will take you to my MMA Underground Facebook page where you can see the full fight. Smash the like button. And as always, damn, I'm good at predicting fights.